How is it going, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I hope you're having the most wonderful day that it can be. By now you've seen the reveal of the C8 Corvette, which is an awesome piece of machinery. A lot of technology, a lot of time and thought went into that car. But that is not what today's video is about. What is today's video about? Come back and I'll share that with you. Today's video is rather about, like I said, it's not about the C8 Corvette. It has something to do with it that I got thinking about, but it is not about that. What it is specifically about is GM and Chevrolet's lack of marketing. We'll just go with that as far as their reveals go. Let me explain. First, a little bit of history. Not a lot, just a little bit, I promise. I'm going to try to keep this video a little, compact. And back in the day, when car manufacturers like Chevy, Dodge, Chrysler, Ford, all them had great ideas, they would talk about it on the radio. They would talk about, they'd release little teaser videos, audio clips on the radio so you hear what the cars sound like. The designers talking about the car, some of the options that it was going to have. And then the cars would travel from city to city to all the major car shows like Autorama, Motorama, Detroit Auto Show, places like that. And boom, here's the cars twirling on their little displays with, nice looking young lady models and stuff standing there pointing out some of the features, of the car and whatnot. That's how it used to be done. Then as time progressed, cities started having these great big old billboards and whatnot. Well, then you'd start seeing just bits and pieces of the car, just saying, like a wheel and maybe part of the fender, the new such and such car coming out this year, And then TV was prevalent then also. So radio was still a little bit to do with it, but mainly it was TV, newspaper, and billboard advertisements. That drawed in all the interest and got all the publicity and all the hype built up in the car. And then they would still travel to the major shows. And that was great. It was wonderful. Well, then comes along magazines, It wasn't so much on the radio anymore, but it was still in the TVs. It was still on the billboards. It was in the newspapers, and it was in the magazines. You're sitting there flipping, reading a story about your car that you, a car that you wanted to check out and everything. Flip the page and there's the advertisement for the new upcoming model year, But that's how you used to draw up interest in the cars and everything, It worked so well because you'd sit there and lay this teaser out here, and that's all you got until the car actually came around to your town or somewhere that you could travel to see. Or as time progressed, you could actually see the info in the magazines and newspapers and all that. And then that brings us to today. Most of your books are gone. Most of your bookstores are gone. Most of your magazines are gone. Very few newspapers still exist. Radio, nobody really advertises on radio anymore, as far as car manufacturers and stuff like that. So basically it's all social media. And I feel that this is hurting the car manufacturers, the auto manufacturers in a way, because there's certain ones that know how to do it and there's certain ones that don't know how to do it. Case in point. And that brings us to modern day social media. This is not the first by no means, but it is one of the newest and one of the best. I mean, they built and built and built and got this. And it has to do with the Dodge Demon. If none of you have ever seen the Dodge Demon, heard about the Dodge Demon, their marketing strategy and their product placement was second to none. What they did was they started leaking out the shots on like Facebook and some of the car forums. Then they started with the teaser videos, and then they give you a little dark video clip of the car. Maybe how the infotainment center worked, showing the horsepower ratings and all that. That was a great teaser video. Then when it was time to release the car, right before it, they released the whole teaser video. Now that was super great, wasn't it? I mean, sitting there and you're having the guys escorting this big cage out there with a raging animal in it and everything, and then they release it on the track. All the mice scatter and everything because they're fearful for their lives and everything. It was just a really cool marketing strategy. Then what do? It actually comes time to release the car, the reveal, right? So rather than having newscasts out there, you know, like all your local news and all this stuff, what they do is, since social media is so prevalent at this time, they invite social media influencers in. That's people who have channels with large followings on like YouTube, Vimeo, Facebook, stuff like that. They invite them in along with spectators, people from magazines and all that stuff, your typical media, but they also bring in the influencers, because what are the influencers going to be doing? They're going to be sitting there with their cameras like this during the whole thing, videoing everything. Nothing will be missed, and then it's immediately almost put on social media platform. Like I said, it's on YouTube, it's on Facebook, it's on Twitter, it's on Twitch, it's everywhere almost instantly. Very smart move. So you know, like a year and a half after that, it's time for the Camaro to be released. And what does GM in its infinite wisdom do? It releases a video clip showing the car in camouflage. You know, the mule car's here, the mule car's there. A little teaser clip in some article somewhere talking about this horsepower or that horsepower, this 0 to 60 with a camo corner shot of the car or something like that. And yes, we've got this cool release video coming, right? Yes. No. How did they reveal the car? They sat there and have CBS this morning. I think it was CBS this morning. Pretty sure it was. Go to the testing facility and talk to Al Oppenheiser, and they talk about how they hide the cars with the camo and all this stuff to fool everybody, you know, because there's people out there trying to get those shots that make money getting those photos before the car's actually released.
The work is done at this secret GM facility where prototypes of future models are built. A team of 3 will spend hours disguising a vehicle before it leaves the plant.
Here's the fender feature line. Our camouflage engineers would take this foam and they would create a fake feature lines.
Al Oppenheiser leads the Camaro team.
And you could actually put a competitor's brand on the front if you wanted to really have some fun.
And then at the end of that little video section, they reveal the car. They pull the car cover off of it. Here it is, the 2019 Camaro SS. And that's basically it. What was that?
More than just a little smoke and mirrors to protect this secret. Here it is. Here's the 2019 Chevy Camaro. It's got a new front. This is a new paint color.
And then that brings us to the 2020 Corvette, the mid-engine Corvette. I wanted to put the Camaro in there because it's along the same lines. GM and Chevrolet's marketing strategies, product placements, all that good stuff just ain't cutting it. I mean, there was no influencers, there was no TV crews, there was no writers and reporters there from the magazines or the forums or anything like that that's online. So it was a total letdown. I mean, it was like they was embarrassed of the car and they just tucked it back in the back. And that's a shame because, you know, these designers and engineers and everybody from the very humble beginnings of the car to the very end of the car put a lot of time, a lot of thought, and a lot of work in these cars. They do a job that they should be proud of, and then GM and Chevrolet sits there and does them like that with a reveal like that. Long story short, we're back to the Corvette. Same thing. Zora Duntov was one of 3 designers and engineers of the original Corvettes, right? He is basically the grandfather of the Corvette, if you will, because he wanted to take the car where nobody else had the thought of taking the car. He actually, back when this car was created, wanted to do it as a mid-engine. So here we are 50 years later. They're going to reveal this mid-engine Corvette. There's been a lot of hype built up into this, right? Like I said, there's no billboards anymore. They don't use radio anymore. So basically all anybody's using is social media and the news organizations and the forums. So yes, we're sitting here, we've got great articles and stuff in all magazines. We've got great people on Facebook and YouTube and all this stuff talking about this car, right? No. There is a lot of talk about it because all that is going on at this time is they have these camouflage test cars driving around, and they started off showing, you know, one every once in a while in low light settings, so you really can't get a good glimpse of it, but people out there still. And then you've got the one guy, and he has to work for GM, and they have to know this guy's doing it because they check these people in and out for cameras and stuff. But he releases a video shot of a still shot of the interior, giving away some detail, and then everybody's just grabbing at it, you know, wow, look at this, you know, pointing out every little detail about it. And then a little later on you have more of the test mules. That's the cars that are in the camouflage driving around. They become more and more prevalent. Rather than seeing one way over here and one way over there, now they're running in pairs. Then all of a sudden there's some social media influencers that are invited to this photo shoot, if you will, where they have several of the mid-engine Corvettes still in camouflage, and they get the video it going down the road and all this stuff, and drive-by shots and all that stuff. It really, you know, it's drawing up some interest in everything, but it's not like the heyday of the marketing, of the product placement. So then, I'm looking hard, I'm looking wide. The only teaser videos you can find is on their Facebook page. I mean, that's pretty much it. I'm sure there's 1 or 2 out there. One of them shows Zora talking, going around the track and everything, which is really, Zora wasn't going around the track, but he's talking. They showed a test mule going around the track and everything, which is really cool. You get to see the car perform, you get to see the car actually lift all 4 tires up off the ground.
Is your seatbelt fastened? All right. Let's go.
Go around corners at speed and stuff, you know. It was really cool, but it's still a little lackluster compared to the Dodge one. So what does GM in their infinite wisdom do? They plan to reveal on the same day that the Americans touched down on the moon, which is cool, but if you didn't know what was going on, you had no clue of what it meant to, because all they would do is release the date, you know, 7/18/19. What's the significance? Nobody said, nobody released anything. They just kept putting a date out there, and they had the 18 highlighted in red, or the 8 in red, because it says C8. The 8 was in red, but no clue as to what the date meant. So you had to watch the reveal live stream. Yes, they did a live stream. Again, no news crews, no influencers, no Facebook people, no magazine people, no nothing. Well, there might have been a few magazine people there, but there was past buyers that have owned Corvette, that has supported the brand for a long time. GM upper echelon, if you will, you know, the people from GM, people like that. Jay Leno was there, and a few other people like that. You know, there wasn't a large crowd. It was, looking at the crowd, if I had to guess, there might have been 100 people there, and it was invitation only. And that leads me to this next point, which really sucks. And that point is, like I said again, Dodge, and I hate to keep going back to it, but they had it right. They knew what they were doing. And like I said, they brought in a lot of social media influencers. And if you look, search, Google, however you want to do it, Corvette on social media, there's one name and one name only that really comes up. There used to be two, but the other guy has since retired from doing the Corvette stuff. One guy, and he eats, he sleeps, he craps nothing but Corvette. For 24 years, this guy has promoted, worked on, sold nothing but Corvette. I mean, he is so into it. He recites the codes, the body codes, the color codes, the optional codes for interior and all that stuff, like you and I recite the ABCs.
Okay, so right now, Stingray Coupe and Convertible model code is 1YY07. The convertible is 1YY67.
This guy's name is Rick Corvette Conti on YouTube, and he does nothing but try to draw in excitement about Corvette. He's basically the Corvette front man.
For supporting this channel, and welcome to a lot of people that all of a sudden are considering Corvette. Yeah, a little intrigued, aren't you? Yeah, we're in for a ride.
Do they invite him? Nope. They don't even respond to him. I felt so sorry for this guy. Oh my God, he puts in all this 24 years of 50 years since the Corvette, right? That's half the time the Corvette has been in existence. He's been promoting this, and they don't even invite him to it. That's a slap in the face. He even did a video where he was standing over there and he had some of his employees, not his employees, but fellow employees throwing eggs and stuff at him, because that's basically what GM and Chevrolet did. Threw egg on his face. That's a fine how do you do, right? Rick, sorry buddy. But back to the point. It's reveal time. We're going to have this super awesome, really, really cool, exciting reveal, right? Watch. Now, the car is beautiful. You can tell there's a lot of design and stuff. A lot of people will say it looks like this, it looks like that. I've seen some people saying it looks like the Nissan NSX from, you know, like a corner front angle. It looks like the Ford GT from the side. It looks like the Camaro from the rear. It looks like this. It looks like that. When you get into a mid-engine car, they're all going to be within a certain length. They're all going to be really low. And there's not but so much you can do to them. You know, if you look at Lamborghinis, they all look alike except for a little different corner here, a little different spoiler there, you know, a little different vent there. They pretty much all look alike. The Aventador, you know, I'm not even getting into all that. All the Ferraris, except when you get up into the really high dollar, multi-million dollar ones like the Enzo Ferrari and stuff like that, do they really start looking different? They all, from 30 feet away, have the same shape and design overall. I know when you get up close, there's minute details and this and that, and engines, and I'm not going to get into all that. But there it is. They have the one car sitting on stage. Now they do have the altered reality that they did. I forgot what they called it exactly. But as the car is sitting there and they'll spin it on the stage and everything, they'll actually have a video clip highlighted over, superimposed over it, showing you details and everything. It was really cool the way they did it. I'm sure the people that were there could only see it up on screen because you can't see into the car like X-ray on the stage. But it's really cool the way they did it.
Which in turn contributes to great driving dynamics. We've been using a center backbone strategy since 1997, but for the 2020 Stingray, it has been completely redesigned for a mid-engine configuration. In addition to great structural feel, customers will notice very low rockers, which allow for easy entrance and exit.
Did that was cool. You could tell that the intro was really cool. You know, they had the plane flying in real low and fast and everything, and then they open up the doors, and then because they're in the Tustin hangars in California, so this place is huge, you know. So you can see 3 of them coming from far away, and 2 of them peel off, and then one of them comes straight onto the stage and everything, and gets on there and starts spinning. That was cool. I'll give them that. That was cool. Then when they bring the other 2 in there, they're doing this real slow ballet dance, you know, and pull them up on the stage. And you can sit there and you look at the crowd, and it's a night and day difference.
51 Stingray under 3 seconds. That puts the Stingray in the company of some of the world's quickest cars, and in our own history, only beaten by our 755 horsepower ZR1. Now, I've talked about a lot of changes. But the truth is, we have not changed the essence of Corvette. Corvette is all about freedom and the call of the open road. It is a designed in America, built in America, road-going private jet with first-class seating for 2 that will take you places you never thought you would go. In short, the Corvette is an attainable dream car. That has been true for 66 years, and the 2020 Stingray makes that truer than ever.
You know, like the Dodge one, you're sitting here, you've got all these people hooting and hollering, you've got all the influencers over there going, wow, yeah, yeah, because Dodge has the freaking car on stage pulling a wheelie, going down through there wide open, and here comes Corvette just pulling in real nice and slow with a little slow ballet as they pull the cars in. And you could hear the crowd, you could literally almost hear a pin drop. And then they get out and start talking about it. GM, come on guys. Really? Really? I just don't get it. I mean, I know that times have changed to where there's only so much you could do, but there's still TV out there. You still have YouTube, you still have Facebook, you still have Vimeo, you still have Twitch, Twitter, you know, I could go on and on and on. You've got millions upon millions of people lined up that would be more than willing to come and cover this. But it's like you, and I mean no offense to anybody that was there, I promise you, I do not. But it's like you went and got the most of the people you could find that's afraid to express their, you know, feelings and everything. If I was there, oh my God, you'd have heard me, or even Rick, I know, we would have been up there hooting and hollering and jumping. Man, y'all see that? Wow, did you see that? Grabbing the guy next to us and everything. You know, that's how you do it. That's just how you do it, GM. There's so much more out there than just a little teaser car going down the road as some little teenager sitting there getting a video clip of how it sounds going by, you know. GM, you have lost your way.
We have traveled together for more than 80 years. You can hear it. We have seen highs and lows. Trends come and go. But through it all, one symbol has stood for simple, honest values. Things that last, and given you more than you'd expect. Chevrolet, the cars more people depend on. The heartbeat of America, that's today's Chevrolet.
My God, come on guys and gals. Your people put so much time and effort into this car, and this is the best you can do for the Camaro. This is the best you can do for the Corvette. Corvette, the main car you have in your lineup, and that is the best you could do. Now, like I said, it's a beautiful car. I mean no harm by this video. I just wanted to put it out there because, like I said at the beginning, there's people that know how to do it and there's people that don't know how to do it. You know how to build a beautiful car. You know how to build one that has a heritage second to none, like Ford has the Mustang. They have a huge following. Corvette has a huge following, you know. You just got to learn how to capture what's out there. That's all I'm saying. You build a great, beautiful car. I would love to own one. I mean, come on, a mid-engine Corvette starting at $60,000. And then one that, if you spend a little bit more, can be 0 to 60. You know, if you get the Z51 option package, if you spend just a little bit more, you can get one that can do 0 to 60 in under 3 seconds. That's unheard of. And with it being as light and stiff as it is, I bet it's going to be a monster on the road track. I bet it is. I know. I feel it. Now, I'm not a great Corvette follower. I like the older Corvettes. I do. I love the originals. I love them all the way up to the mid-70s. But after that, I just lost interest in them. But that's me. There's a lot of people out there that love every single one. They can sit there and name each year, each generation, each body type, what made it popular, what made it least popular, you know. No, I'm a Camaro guy. That's me. You know, it's what I choose to put my money in. I can afford the Corvette, but I just choose not to because. But this has drawn a lot of interest. I do like this one. I wouldn't mind having one myself, to be honest. With that said. But I'm rambling again, so I'm going to get off here. Thank each and every one of you for watching this. I really do appreciate it. I'm 2 away at the time that I'm making this from 4,000 subscribers. Oh man, thank each and every one of you so very much. You have no idea how much that means. Like I told you, from the beginning. I know, that's just me. I told you from the beginning, I never thought that I'd have one. But I started doing videos for 2 reasons and 2 reasons only. The main one was to get me out of my shyness, because I was one of those guys that I could walk up to a group of people, but I wouldn't necessarily join in the conversation because I didn't feel like what I had to say was valuable. So I didn't do it. Got me out of that. Now I can walk up to anybody and carry on a conversation and feel like one of them. You know, there's no need to feel the way that people feel. And the second one is, if I could do one thing to help one person, then everything would be worth it. And I have done that several times over. You know, my reprogramming the key fob videos just was really the first one that I did, that I actually got feedback from everybody out there talking about the job It helped them, is what I'm trying to say. And that's, like I said, the second reason. So everything after that is icing on the cake. Doesn't matter if I end up with 1 million subscribers, if it stops right now, if I only had 1. None of you are any different than the first one. None of you are any different than the last one. You are all greatly appreciated. Thank you very much. Hope you enjoyed this little talking outside the box that I do. For some reason, people seem to like them. You know, so I think I might do it a little more often, especially when GM is screwing up like this. Until the next one, you guys get out there and enjoy those cars. I'm fixing to go enjoy mine. Thank you very much. Have a blessed day, and we'll see you in the next one, hopefully.